Hey, dude. It is Sunday, September 29th, and I got music on my mind. Mm. Uh, Planning. Um, they say proper planning prevents poor performance. It also prevents slow performance, which in music, speed is really a part of it. Um, I recently, well, yesterday, I spent hours, like 3 hours, making a single guitar solo with multiple layers, but basically overcomplicating it. Um, the job was to make a guitar solo for a pop song, and what I had tracked as an example was perfectly fine. That took 20 minutes. Mickey and I spent, all this time making multiple layers, playing with all these effects that we had to take off in the end because he has to send it to me, and I don't know. I want to mix it on my own. Um, and basically, what I had told him was, oh well, just play something that is your style and also make it polyphia, which I didn't. So basically, I had just gone into the session assuming that he would magically make my vision come to life, and when I didn't even know exactly what I was asking. And I hadn't really planned it out. So it ended up taking a lot longer than it should because we were going in a direction. We were finding our way. We spent the whole time finding our way the hard way by recording and then asking ourselves, do we like this? Or is this what we actually want? So I don't even know if we're gonna use half that stuff. And that's due to planning. It's due to lack thereof. Um, and another thing I wanted to just talk about is the speed in which you kind of have to operate as a productive musician. Um, I mean, I work 5 days a week, but I think even as a full time musician, it's almost like you got to work even faster than what I can do. Um, I would say I can get a song done in like two sessions. Um, and that's me like really being a tryhard. Like two or 3 hour sessions. Um, and then mixing 2 to 3 as well. I think I've mentioned this before, but songs take time, and I think the best uh, musicians who are making the big bucks and making it successfully go fast. They go lightning fast. Same thing with the audio engineers. They go fast and they don't let uh I mean it's like they know their process, and they've learned all these um lessons, and they just go fast. They breeze through. um like I said a mix really takes me like 2 or 3 days, right? With like, you know, like 2 hours sessions at least. I know when I was interning at Spaceship, one of the engineers said, he's a full time professional, but he does. I think he said like five or more a day. Um, and he goes back and like uh, does a final mix just to make sure his ears didn't, he's happy with it. But yeah, the pacing, the stamina, completely, I mean, on every level, completely faster, I think, when it comes to professional people and people who are chasing success. I mean, if you really think about it, like, my process, for example, right now I'm doing like, you know, saying 1 week, right? 5 days I'm working, 2 days off. Maybe sometimes I have 3 days off, but I can use those 3 days to like make a song. And if I really put in overtime, the next week I can mix and master it. So that's kind of a comfortable window for start to finish, which this is very productive still in from my experience, and this is not productive. This may not be productive in a professional capacity, but 2 weeks turnaround from scratch, start to finish a song, and then another 2 weeks work to shoot, promote, and edit and schedule a music video or distribution, any kind of, that whole package. How are you going to release it too? So that's a month. So that's 12. If you do that pace, which is constantly putting in work 2 to 3 days a week, that's 12 songs a year. And I don't, well, I'm sure this is the case for most artists, basically all artists, but a lot of the songs end up getting scrapped. So 12 songs a year, and some of those get scrapped. There's a percentage of songs that get scrapped. That's kind of how I see it where I am. And I guess I need to go faster. I mean, it's kind of crazy. It's a crazy pace difference, but because I already consider myself to be a moderately fast producer. But seriously, like, and I think one thing that I could do to make myself faster is roll with the punches, roll with the mistakes. Don't try to make everything perfect when it comes to mixing, when it comes to production. See, I don't want to be mad at myself when I re-listen to the song and wish, oh, I could have changed this thing. I could have changed this thing. I think zooming out, letting certain things go, letting there be beautiful mistakes on every level, from the take to the mix to the this to that, letting them go, sacrificing a little bit of that for a little bit more speed is my plan going forward. And additionally, planning right. Super important. I'm going to start doing it. I'm going to start thinking of what do I want out of this song before I even go to work on the song. So, and yeah, I mean, I just wanted to say that, you know, I have how many songs, like, I've been doing music for like eight years, let's say. How many songs do I actually have out? Right? I've done hundreds of songs. I have 4 that went through distribution. I have about 100 on my old SoundCloud. %90 of my whole work has not been released in the right way, in a meaningful way, and is not accessible to anyone. So, I mean, I talk about why finishing all the time, or making sure to finish a project, is my pet peeve, is one of my biggest pet peeves. And I think that's just like a personal thing that I always think about. And I just still got to implement it because I mean, look what I have to show for it. It bothers me so much, but I need to take my own advice. So, yeah, because like I said, the to release like one serious project a month, and then, you know, that's 12 a year. 90% of it, or a certain percentage of it, just falls by the wayside. And to on top of that, screw around and not even release that is not conducive to I feel like it's going the wrong way, for sure. I almost just want to say like one session songs are like the vibe. Like, anyways, I just I wanted to end this little music on my mind here in the morning with my thoughts on maybe going forward, what it's going to take to make it achieve any level of success in music. My plan, what's on my mind. Having that speed, planning before throwing mud at the wall. 2 things that I want to do. And keeping the goal in mind of professional level productivity. Because honestly, like, with, I think in the professional realm, especially if you want to be an artist, right? You want to perform, you want to market yourself, you want to go to events and have fun, right? That's so much to do. So much. On top of, you know, if you're, let's say you're signed, right? Top of those deadlines to make, to submit songs. How many songs are you going to submit that are going to be rejected? And then you don't get paid because you can't release it. So it's like when you think of all that stuff that professional musicians need to do, it's not easy. And or it's, I should say, it's not a little amount of work that you have to do. It's a lot of work. So it's like, no wonder audio engineers like love their everybody, but no wonder audio engineers love their templates and love their trackpad and know their stuff so well. And no wonder artists get mad when the audio engineer is taking just a little too long each time with his tracking, or he doesn't know something and they have to take like 5 minutes, right? You think 5 minutes is like just not a big deal, but it is a really big deal, especially when everyone's on a schedule. And I mean, I remember one time I was at my internship and I heard one engineer talking to another, and he was like talking about like a new guy that they had met or something, and he was like, "Oh yeah, no, he's cool. We definitely could have gone faster. I don't think he knew his hotkeys as well, so there was a lot of ways that I could have that he could have tracked it faster." So he was kind of talking behind his back, but and the reality of it is that that is something you notice when when you're you know tracking people, when you're cooking, right? You totally notice how long it takes for people's mouse to go like this all the way across the screen when they could do a hotkey. Bam. How long just recording stuff is like, I mean, I have certain techniques that I learned from my internship, and like recording with a recording track and then keeping every take, right? Or the ability to have playlists and whatnot, labeling your tracks, doing a good job at just hotkeys too, recording techniques, right? All of this stuff. I have my own little channel, and when I see deviation from that, and yeah, it sucks up time, and I'm like, oh, I could have done that better, or I could have done that faster in my head. And I'm sure, I'm 100% sure that is what happens every day when like engineers or musicians, any kind, they get together and they're working on a song. Everybody's got speed in mind, and yeah, I think there is judgment that happens. I think that's speed is such an underrated quality of music. I mean, take someone take someone that hasn't done music, who thinks, you know, oh, music people just put together this stuff like magic. It's like, tell them to start making music. They'll see how hard it is and how much freaking time it takes. And I think the secret is kind of making the magic happen to where it seems like magic, but in reality, I mean, I guess it kind of is magic, because you're working so fast that, like, wow, like you cranked out a hit. They say, like, Blink 182, for example, wrote like some of their biggest hits in like 15 minutes. Red Hot Chili Peppers, like one night they wrote like Under the Bridge. Or like, you hear these stories of like, oh, it just came to me. That's because they're so freaking used to writing and tracking and the whole process of getting it down, that it's all easy and it all happens lightning fast. But if you're at the point where you're trying to get to there, like me, it's not as easy. It takes experimentation, it takes time, and it takes music being on your mind. And yes, thanks for watching. And salute.